Hello and welcome to my seminar assignment. I am Gökhan Şendaş, and I'm going to show you React. What is React? How can it be used? What situations does it address? How to start with your first React project, and etc. Starting off, firstly, what is React? React is a very popular open source JavaScript library for building user interfaces, particularly for single page applications, where you need a fast, interactive user experience. React allows developers to create large web applications that can update and render efficiently in response to data changes. Who and when invented this library? React was developed by Facebook, and the initial release was in March 2013. The creation of React can be attributed primarily to Jordan Walke, a software engineer at Facebook. The development of React was driven by the need to improve Facebook's user interface and address the challenges faced with building complex and highly dynamic web applications. As Facebook's user interface grew in complexity, managing the state and ensuring consistent updates to the UI became increasingly difficult. Traditional methods of manipulating the DOM directly were leading to inefficient and hard-to-maintain code. Direct manipulation of the DOM can be slow, especially for applications with frequent updates and large datasets. Facebook needed a more efficient way to update the UI that minimized the performance bottlenecks associated with traditional DOM operations. And also, there is a need for a more component-based architecture to promote a reusability and modularity. By breaking down the UI into smaller, self-contained components, developers could more easily manage and reuse code across different parts of the application. What kind of problems does it solve or address? React addresses several key problems commonly encountered in web development, particularly with building complex and dynamic user interfaces. Here are some of the problems it solves. Component-based architecture. Breaking down the UI into small, reusable components makes it easier to manage and reason about each part of the UI independently. State management. Each component can manage its own state, making it straightforward to handle complex UIs where different parts of the interface needed to maintain their own data and behavior. Declarative syntax. React's declarative approach allows developers to describe what the UI should look like for a given state, making the code more predictable and easier to understand. GSX, a syntax extension for JavaScript, allows developers to write HTML-like code within JavaScript, making the code more readable and easier to write. What prerequisites should one know to proceed with this tool or library? To effectively learn and reuse React, there are several prerequisites that one should be familiar with. Firstly, HTML and CSS. You need to understand the basics of HTML, including its elements, attributes, and structure of a web page. And after that, you need to know how to style your HTML elements using CSS, including selectors, properties, and basic layout techniques like flexbox and grid. Secondly, you need to know JavaScript fundamentals. A solid grasp of JavaScript is crucial as React is a JavaScript library. The key concepts include variables and data types, functions, objects and arrays, and etc. Fourthly, JavaScript frameworks and tools. You need to be familiar with them, like Node Package Manager or NPM, Webpack or Bytes, etc. You need to, and last of all, but not the most important, you need to be familiar at version control with Git. You need to know basic Git commands, cloning repositories, committing changes, pushing to remote on repositories, branching and merging. These prerequisites are mostly enough for you to start with your first React project. On which platforms can it run? React is a highly versatile and can run on multiple platforms, enabling developers to build applications for various environments. It can be used on web browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari, Opera, mobile devices such as iOS or Android, desktop applications such as Linux, Windows, and iOS. As summary, React's flexibility allows it to be used across a wide range of platforms, from web browsers and mobile devices to desktop applications and server-side environments. How can one install it? In this part, I'm going to show you how to install your first React project. First, we cd into our folder. My folder is called React Tutorial, so I'm gonna go into that file folder. Okay, and I have to start with my first installings. We have to check the version of Node.js and APM or package manager. And once you check these versions, it's going to install the latest version for you. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna press it because I already have the last versions. And after that, you will need to install your first React by writing npm install/g create react app. When you write these into your terminal, it's going to install everything that is necessary for React to open your first project. After that, you need to write npx create react app, my app. So my app is my project's name. You can write anything here, but to keep it simple, I'm going to call it my app. This is going to start the installing process. This might take a while because my internet is not ideal at the moment. So I'm going to be back when it's fully loaded. So it finally installed my React project in my React tutorial folder. Everything is written here. Everything I need to use, my index.html, my app.js, everything is written here. I have everything that I need for, and it installed a Git in my project, so I can start with Git as quick as possible. And now we're going to write npm start to start our development server. This command starts the development server and opens the application in your default web browser at localhost 3000. Oops, sorry. I did not cd into my app, I'm sorry. So once you're in your project name, you can write npm start. And this is our development server. This is a basic HTML CSS. This is what React starts you with, and you can change it by writing your first code in app.js. This is my React tutorial. And as you can see, the page starts from app.js. And this is how you can start with your first React project. In conclusion, React is a powerful and flexible JavaScript library that has transformed modern web development. It simplifies the creation of dynamic and responsive user interfaces through its component-based architecture, declarative syntax, and efficient rendering using the virtual DOM. Thank you for listening to my React tutorial. I'm Gökhan Şendaş, and I'll see you in your next assignment.